Welcome into WTOL 11 News at 11. I'm Michael Sandlin. Thank you so much for joining us on your Sunday night. We'll get to all of our top stories and more in just a moment, but first, go check out that forecast. Meteorologist John Birchfield. John, what's that bus stop going to feel like tomorrow?
Hey, Michael, it's going to be a little breezy tomorrow waking up and out the door. There's going to be a good amount of cloud cover, actually, but by the afternoon, a very different sight with lots of sunshine in the sky. Winds may gust to 30 miles an hour as a cold front slides over the Great Lakes tomorrow morning. The winds are already picking up a little bit. We're seeing 13-mile-an-hour gusts in Toledo, 15 in Wauseon, 15 in Defiance, and clear and dry conditions for now, but there is a cold front draped across the upper Midwest, and that's sparking some showers starting to drift into lower Michigan. And overall, our rain chances are very, very slim due to how low the humidity levels are. However, you are still going to feel that breeze tomorrow into the afternoon. Winds are going to peak at about 30 to even isolated 35-mile-an-hour wind gusts, and winds will be blowing in from the west for your Monday. There is going to be some thicker cloud cover in the morning, the afternoon giving way to full-on sunshine and high temperatures in the upper 50s. The breeze will be back on Wednesday, turning cooler Thursday with temperatures down in the 50s. But next weekend, it's going to bring us some big changes in the weather. I'm going to preview the chance for perhaps our first snowflakes of the year coming up in just a bit.
All right, we'll see you then, John. We continue to follow breaking news from this morning after 3 people were shot at the Weekend Restaurant and Lounge in South Toledo, killing a 19-year-old and injuring 2 others. Dominique O'Neill joined us in studio with the latest from police. Dom, what can you tell us?
Michael, Toledo police say the victim who died was 19-year-old Jasmine Queen, killed in the parking lot of the business plaza near the intersection of Hill Avenue and Reynolds Road. Right now, there are no suspects. This incident led to community leaders meeting in the parking lot across the street from where the shooting happened this afternoon, voicing their concerns about how to put a stop to it. According to TPD, at 3 a.m. Sunday morning, a party spilled out from a lounge in this plaza, and that party turned violent with 1 dead and 2 injured.
Something has got to change.
Earl Mack, a leader with Buffalo Soldiers, lives nearby and says he heard the gunshots. He says the violence is hitting too close to home.
We started hearing shootings, a series of shootings, about three, and 3. And you know shootings when they happen. And I'm saying, like, that's got to be pretty close here. I thought it was up the street from us until I rode around and I seen all the crews responding to this area. We're getting sick and tired of this.
Former Toledo Mayor Cardi Finkbeiner says there needs to be a bigger police presence in the Glass City.
Our chief of police doesn't even live in the city of Toledo, and there are not boots on the ground in Toledo, Ohio, which he promised and the mayor promised.
Independent mayoral candidate Roberto Torres says he would like to see a stronger leadership and more accountability before other families are forced to live in uncertainty and constant fear.
We need to attend to our neighborhoods. We need to make sure that when incidents like this happen, that a mayor is there comforting and assuring the residents that it will be dealt with.
All 3 are calling for more accountability from leaders. Max says he's lived in Toledo for 75 years and says he has recently even considered leaving the city, sick of seeing young lives cut short.
And we have shootings after shootings, murders after murders, and it continues, but we continue to get dollars. Somebody needs to look into that. This stuff has got to stop.
We did reach out to Mayor Wade Kapsakavich's office to get response towards his comments. So far, we have yet to hear back. Mayoral candidate Harold Harris also spoke with WTOL 11 about gun violence in Toledo. He says people have told him that they don't feel safe leaving their house without a gun, and gun violence is a problem everywhere in this city. Reporting in studio, Dominique O'Neill, WTOL 11.
All right, thank you, Dom. We were able to get in touch with the mother of Jasmine Queen, the 19-year-old victim who was killed this morning. Her mother is currently battling stage 4 terminal cancer down in Tennessee. Tonight, she shares her heartbreak after her daughter's death in this raw and emotional interview.
She said, "Mommy, I got something to tell you." I said, "What?" She said, "Remember that I always will love you and I miss you so much." And she said, "I'm at work, so I gotta go." And that was it.
Those were the last words Leslie Queen ever heard from her daughter Jasmine, just 2 weeks before the 19-year-old would be gunned down during a late night out at a South Toledo bar. The 2 were already counting their days together as Leslie is battling serious terminal cancer.
I was diagnosed with stage 4 colon cancer that has spread it into the liver.
Never in her life did she imagine she would lose her daughter first.
They said, they told me Jasmine died at University of Toledo. She was shot in the abdomen. and it hit the main artery and she bled out. And I was like, no, you're lying, you're lying.
Her only daughter, the girl she homeschooled, the person she says could light up any room, was gone. Now Leslie is down in Tennessee with her brother, her only living family left. With the doctors only giving her 6 months left to live, and now losing Jasmine, she says the light is now gone from her life.
I go to chemo tomorrow at 9 a.m. Tuesday, Wednesday, I go to chemo, and it's just like, how am I supposed to keep going?
Leslie says on top of her cancer treatments, she now has to pay an additional $1,000 for the cremation services and another $300 to ship Jasmine's ashes down to her. All money she says she doesn't have. A 21-year-old driver from Defiance was killed early this morning when his car overturned into Brush Creek in German Township. Troopers say the vehicle veered off County Road 25, hit a guardrail, then landed in the creek. The driver was pronounced dead at the scene, and alcohol is suspected to be a factor. Multiple agencies responded to assist with the crash. County Road 25 remains closed due to bridge damage, and drivers are urged to take alternate routes. With the government shutdown now in its second month, millions of Americans are trying to figure out how to make ends meet amid new uncertainty over their SNAP food benefits. President Trump is returning to the White House after spending the weekend in Florida. CBS News correspondent Willie James Inman reports from West Palm Beach.
This bakery in the Sacramento, California area is offering free sourdough bread to people who receive government food assistance through SNAP.
It's awful, right? Like, we can't not give people what they need.
On Friday, 2 federal judges ruled that the Trump administration must continue to fund SNAP, the nation's biggest food aid program, by using contingency funding.
That is a very, very small Band-Aid. And the only way you're going to get SNAP benefits back on track is if Democrats vote for our clean CR.
Republicans continue to urge Democrats to support a short-term spending bill that would reopen the government. Democrats say they want an extension of Affordable Care Act subsidies that would lower the cost of health insurance premiums.
Get the darn thing open, deal with the healthcare cliff. Don't let people go hungry when we've got money set aside on SNAP. That can all be accomplished sooner the better.
A new CBS News YouGov poll shows Americans are increasingly voicing concern about the shutdown's impact on the U.S. economy and themselves. There's also worry about the effect on government functions, including air travel.
We have to be honest, when we have controllers where we have shortages in towers and TRACONs doing 2 jobs, does it add more risk into the system? Sure it does. But again, we're always managing that.
So far, air traffic controllers have missed 1 paycheck. But Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy said he's talked to a number who say they cannot manage missing a second payday. Willie James Inman, CBS News, West Palm Beach, Florida.
With temperatures beginning to drop in areas across the United States, some states are warning that funding for the more than $4 billion low-income home energy assistance program is being delayed because of the federal government shutdown now in its 5th week. Well, if you live in Ottawa County, there's 2 new fire levies on the November ballot this year. The Allen Clay Joint Fire District proposed both. The first is a $5 million replacement levy for operations and equipment, and the second is a $3 million additional levy to increase daily staffing. The replacement levy would cost homeowners $175 per $100,000. The additional levy would cost an extra $100 per $100,000 of valuation.
We're not in a dire emergency, but we don't want to get to that point where we are no longer able to cover our calls. We want to be able to cover our calls, and we want to be able to do that into the future. So that's what that additional $3 million is going to primarily allow us to do.
If it passes, the $3 million levy would be used to fund more additional full-time firefighter, paramedics/EMTs. Well, Tuesday is Election Day, and if you need help getting to the polls, a local group is offering free rides. The Toledo Area Jobs with Justice and Interfaith Worker Justice Coalition is helping voters in Lucas and Northern Wood County. Volunteer drivers will take you to your polling place so you can cast your vote. The group has been offering this service since 2004 with help from the Monroe Street Neighborhood Center. For more information on how to arrange a ride, go ahead and visit our website. And when it comes to the election, WTOL 11 has you covered. For a complete breakdown of the issues on your ballot, voting hours, and polling locations, check out our full election guide posted right now on our website. That's over at WTOL.com. Coming up, leaf pickup season is kicking off here in Toledo with crews hitting neighborhoods starting tomorrow. We'll tell you when to prep your yard and when to expect trucks on your street.
And there's going to be some big changes in the weather coming our way next weekend. First, I'm tracking some rain showers, and we could potentially see our first snowflakes of the season. I'll show you when coming up after the break. Welcome back in. You're going to wake up tomorrow and you're going to feel the breeze. It is going to be a windy day, also a mild one with temperatures close to 60. Now the morning's going to be filled with clouds, but the afternoon brighter sunshine and west winds may gust to 30 miles an hour throughout the day. Right now things are fairly still and calm. Clear skies right now. However, there is going to be more cloud cover moving in from the northwest. I'm watching a cold front that's currently draped just to the northwest of Lake Michigan that is starting to produce some showers from Wisconsin towards the lake and into lower Michigan as well. So let's break down the hour-by-hour forecast, looking ahead towards some of those clouds. That'll be moving in from the northwest overnight. It is likely to be dry at the bus stop with mostly cloudy sky conditions. Any chances of a sprinkle or a light rain shower are slim to none with this system. Those clouds fade away quickly. Watch this as we go towards Monday afternoon. We start to see totally clearing skies with a sunny afternoon on deck. Now it is going to be breezy though. West winds are expected to gust around 30 miles an hour with the occasional wind gust that may even exceed 30 miles an hour. Morning clouds giving way to afternoon sun, making for a bright and beautiful looking day, but it is going to feel a little cooler than the thermometer suggests thanks to those 30-mile-an-hour gusts. So upper 50s to near 60, but perhaps feeling a little cooler. Mainly cloudy in the morning. You'll see those clouds really start to fade between about 10 a.m. to noon as we welcome back sunshine and upper 50s for those after-school sports practices and events. Temperatures staying close to 60, partly sunny Tuesday, although the breeze is going to quickly return Wednesday, and that's going to be another day with 30 to 35 mile per hour winds. Tuesday, we do see some calmer conditions on Thursday as a cold front moves through the area. Now, our big change in the weather is going to be coming in next weekend. Not only is this cold front going to drop us back to the 40s, but we could see our first snowflakes of the season potentially late next Sunday. Let's look at the hour-by-hour timeline. Starting things off Friday, we're going to be seeing our first round of showers Friday. This is looking likely and widespread. It's actually going to be fairly mild as that system moves through. Saturday, we are going to be turning a little bit cooler. Could see a brief period of dry weather Saturday, but then another stronger system is going to be coming in Sunday, and that one is going to bring us a dose of cold Canadian air. The blue color on the weather map is the chance for some snowflakes mixing in on the backside of this cold front. Going to feel chilly with high temperatures falling to the 40s and overnight lows that could even be in the upper 20s. Again, a slim chance for a sprinkle Monday and Wednesday, but it's really Friday that brings widespread showers and then some colder raindrops Saturday and Sunday with a couple snowflakes possibly mixing in on Sunday. High 48, low 37, and those lows are going to be dipping down to the upper 20s into the start of the next week. Overall, it looks like we're going to be in store for some much colder November days by the end of that 10-day forecast. Seems a little too early to be using that word snow, Michael, but 'tis the season, I guess, as we are now in November.
Oh my goodness, the S word already. It feels like it's too early, like
I
you
know,
said.
it was just Halloween. I feel like we're kind of rushing through things, but better bundle up and grab that winter coat.
But did it not snow a couple Halloweens ago? Am I crazy?
It did. Yeah, that was unusual. Hopefully we don't have that again.
Well, fingers crossed.
Yeah.
But it's probably the last of the 60s, I imagine.
I think we're still going to see it again, probably. You know, late November can sometimes be warm, and even December sometimes is a wild card, but we're definitely running on borrowed time as far as getting a sustained stretch of warmth.
All right, John.
Yep.
Thanks. Dozens of runners and walkers laced up their shoes at Swan Creek Preserve Sunday morning for the annual Carpe Diem Epilepsy Walk/Run. More than 100 participants took part, raising money for the Epilepsy Center of Northwest Ohio. CEO Roy Cherry says the event's been going strong for over a decade, and each year it continues to grow. He says the support shows just how much Northwest Ohio cares about the epileptic community.
We want to make sure that, somebody that has epilepsy, they could be just as functioning as anybody else, making people aware what to do if somebody has a seizure. But in reality is we're trying to get the stigma away that it's okay if you have epilepsy.
The race also serves as a kickoff for National Epilepsy Awareness Month, which is in November. Well, it's time to gas up those leaf blowers and bust out some rakes. Leaf pickup in Toledo is just about to start. You'll start to see crews in some neighborhoods starting tomorrow. Remember, your leaves should be taken to the curb, all free of brush. Now, each Friday, the city will announce where crews will be working the following week and the week after. The goal is to give people enough time to prep and move their cars off to the street.
Connected to our schedule. We have an interactive map on our website. Obviously, you can sign up for text alerts, call Engage Toledo.
The city says crews collected 92,000 cubic yards of leaves last year. To see when leaves will be picked up in your area, you can head to our website and click on the links mentioned section. And if you're in Bowling Green, you can expect crews to start leaf collection Monday, November 10th. Leaves should be placed loose curbside, not in bags. The city asks that you don't put the leaves in the street because that can block storm drains during rain events. You can also take leaves to the drop-off site behind the Public Works Garage on Tarragon Drive.
When we return, the high school boys soccer regional finals were today. We recap how our Northwest Ohio teams did. Plus, the Ohio State football team picked up a huge commitment from a local player. We've got those stories and more coming up next in sports. Welcome back. It's now become an annual recurrence. The boys soccer state tournament has its regional final games on Sundays, and this year we were lucky enough to have multiple teams competing for a regional title. Our top team, the Perrysburg boys, were playing in the D1 regional final at Twinsburg High School near Cleveland. The Yellow Jackets had to go through St. Ignatius, who's won the last 6 state titles, and Perrysburg put up about as good of a fight as you can against a juggernaut like St. Ignatius. The Wildcats, though, ended up scoring in the 23rd minute, as you see there, and turned out to be the only goal of the game. Yellow Jackets lose the regional final 1-0, and their historic season comes to an end.
Take away a lot of what these seniors have put in for probably quite some time. Had a lot of these guys since they were 8, 9 years old, man. Just the effort they put in, no one stopped, man. Just never give up was our mentality. We thought we had a chance this year, and as we saw today, we did. Just fantastic effort by this team.
Meanwhile, in Division III, the Springfield boys soccer team has made it further than any other team in program history by making it to November. They went to Edison High School this afternoon to face Aurora. The Blue Devils got here in dramatic fashion. They came from behind to beat Southview in overtime in the regional semifinal, but unfortunately it was a different story today. Aurora ended up shutting out Springfield 3-0. Head coach Adam Sloan said he's proud of the way his guys fought. He also said he's grateful to have coached his youngest son, Aiden, who's a senior on the team, and that he can send him off after making history.
I think it's been building. This is I just obviously a couple minutes ago just finished my 7th season, and it's just been layering that foundation, watching kids. I mean, my youngest son was a senior this year, so him and 2 of his buddies I coached since they were 5. I know I've said it a whole bunch of times. So watching that happen, but along with that, these guys didn't quit. I mean, even tonight or today, the 3-0 deservedly to Aurora. They were a phenomenal team, but I just never saw anybody give up. There wasn't in-team arguing throughout the season. So I think relying on each other, that's kind of been the big thing this year.
In Division 5, an all-Northwest Ohio battle between TAC rivals Ottawa Hills and Maumee Valley. Maumee Valley beat Ottawa Hills 7-1 when they played in the regular season, but this game would be a different story. Go to the 31st minute, still scoreless, Gabe Grimm lining up for the free kick and gets it there from 35 yards out. Green Bears on the board first. 3 minutes to go in the half. Set piece opportunity on the other side. Braden Nichols sends it to Gabe Skinner, pulls out the bicycle kick and scores one for Maumee Valley. Then in the second half, score still tied at 1. Yellow card on the starting goalie would force backup Jack Polinich in to come in, blocks the penalty kick and keeps the game tied. Less than 6 minutes to go in regulation. Savio Diger with the ball. The cross goes off the post. It's going to happen right here. Cross. Bounces, rebound there by Archie Talbert, game winner. Ottawa Hills wins a thriller 3-2 and advances to the state semifinals next week where they'll play Central Christian.
I don't think I've had more butterflies in my life. I mean, I still don't really have many words. I called on Jesus, gave me some clarity before that shot, and it went well. I don't know. I think between my guys back there helping me out, giving me that leg up in practice, and my natural instinct to just get that ball out of there, I think that combined for a nice result. That's really just a storybook ending to this regional tournament.
Shifting gears to high school football, some huge recruiting news out of Liberty Center today. 4-star offensive lineman Kellen Weimer has committed to Ohio State. Weimer took a visit to Columbus on Saturday for the Penn State game and shortly after made the decision to become a Buckeye. Weimer is one of the top prospects in the state. He chose OSU over offers from Michigan, Notre Dame, and Indiana, to name a few. Weimer is next in a line of Northwest Ohio guys to play on the O-line at Ohio State. Findlay's Luke Montgomery and Whitmer's Carter Lowe are already on the roster. He's just a high school junior and says the commitment allows him to focus on a state title run with Liberty Center.
Every time I got there, it felt like it just got better every time, and it just the connection kept growing and growing, and Coach Bowen, just the interest in from all the staff, it just was phenomenal, the love I felt, and I mean, I knew then and there that was the place I wanted to be. I'm ecstatic, honestly. It's a blessing for me and my family, and Liberty Center, I mean, this is a huge community, great football community, and I know you know that, and to do this for my community and for my teammates, it's an honor.
And finally, a couple of things to mention. Liberty Benton boys soccer was playing in the D4 regional final today. They lost to Worthington Christian 4-0. Plus, the Walleye had their opening night Saturday. They beat the Indy Fuel 6-2. The team will be back in action Friday at Kalamazoo. But for now, that's all for sports.
Welcome back in. The International Space Station has just achieved a major milestone. For 25 years now, the orbiting outpost has hosted 280 people from 23 countries, 250 miles overhead. Jerica Duncan has more.
Yeah, it looks amazing.
The International Space Station we know today started out with just 2 modules, one Russian, one American, joined together in December of 1998.
Houston Endeavour, we have capture of Zarya.
We have ignition and liftoff.
23 months later,
Beautiful view of the International Space Station.
2 Russian cosmonauts and NASA astronaut Bill Shepard became the station's first inhabitants.
We're sure enjoying it up here.
Other astronauts followed.
It is a magical place, really kind of like, Disney World for adults.
Former NASA astronaut Scott Kelly had 3 stays, including a full year in 2015, conducting experiments in zero gravity that have led to advancements in medicine.
As we age, bone loss becomes an issue, so it's really a great place to research those kind of things.
But for some, it wasn't until Kelly dressed in a gorilla suit that people looked up and paid attention to what was happening in space.
You cannot look away from a gorilla flying around the International Space Station. If you can get one kid's attention with it, well worth the effort.
From marathon runs to a pizza delivery, anything seems possible in space. Former NASA astronaut Garrett Reisman says his favorite moment was suiting up for a spacewalk.
And I watched an orbital sunrise, and I had nothing between me and the sun but the horizon of the Earth.
and I still can see it.
And something else he witnessed, unity.
The biggest or most successful peacetime collaboration between nations.
If we can do this, we can do anything. We can fix our challenges at home, abroad, and if we want, we can go to Mars someday.
Jerika Duncan, CBS News.
Wow. Definitely inspired a lot of young, scientists and those interested in STEM. It's amazing how much technology has changed and the world has changed in a relatively short period of time.
I think it's sad that eventually it's going to be coming down in the next few years.
Yeah, for sure.
That there's no plan to really replace it.
Yeah, I would love to watch a sunrise from outer space. That sounds amazing. Maybe get dressed up in the gorilla costume. Why not?
I'll bring the gorilla costume. You look out the window.
Yeah, the anti-gravity looks pretty fun though.
Absolutely.
Well, tomorrow there's not going to be a ton of a sunrise, but the sunset is going to be prominent. Remember, due to that time change, we're going to be seeing daylight just after 7 a.m. with tomorrow's sunset at 5:25. There is going to be a good amount of afternoon sun, but it is going to be breezy tomorrow.
All right. Well, everybody, give us a quick moment. This is the